The connection between food and hospitality is very deep in most cultures, and it is often reflected in language. For example, in medieval Europe, serving someone a cold shoulder cut of ham was a signal that the person was not welcome. This is the origin of the expression giving someone the cold shoulder. Likewise, to break bread with someone also indicated that things were okay. There was no conflict. In India, there is a similar fascinating mythology behind green leafy vegetables and its connection to personal autonomy. One of the fascinating aspects of particularly food culture in this part of the world is the fact that it is one of the richest vegetarian cultures in the world.
Yes.
Right? While people still have to realize that 70% of the Indian population is meat eating, substantially south and east. Most of the vegetarians are in the north and west and so on. And yet we have a functionally highly sophisticated vegetarian. It is not a compromise where you design a meat dish and then you replace the meat with vegetables. These are dishes designed with a specific vegetables in mind. And as all children who grow up in India, there is no worse vegetable than green leafy vegetables. So I want you to sort of speak about the mythology of green leafy vegetables.
So Saag is in India, Saag or green vegetables in India is linked to autonomy. So the rishis would not eat food that is given in another kitchen. It's about autonomy, that I will not eat your food.
Yes.
So it's subsistence farming, literally. In their little ashramas, they would have subsistence farming. What will you grow in those farms? Yeah. You will have pumpkins, yam, radish, but green leafy vegetables. So you get your starch from your yams, and then you get some green leafy vegetables. So saag, when you say saag, it's always a rishi ka saag. The rishis would eat saag, they would say, and kandamul, which is roots and shoots.
Right.
But Saag becomes important because, when Krishna goes during the Mahabharata, he goes for negotiations. He goes to the Kaurava court and he's offered food and he says, well, right now there's a conflict. Let's eat food only when everything is sorted. Right. So he's very clear, he doesn't eat their food. Yeah. So there's this, in India, not accepting food is a very big thing. Ki hum aapka ghar ka khana nahi khayenge, pani nahi piyenge. It's like an insult that you will not eat my food. I mean, I have faced this once. I went to a friend's house and I was not very hungry and the auntie gave me some food and I didn't eat it. My friend looked at me and saying, just put something in your mouth. Because
it's on a lighter note, in the modern context, that insane sense of hospitality, right, gets to the point where you're probably overfeeding people with very sedentary lives. So I often like to say it is that what used to be hospitality is now literally sending people to the hospital.
Yeah, so they say Krishna doesn't eat in the Kaurava court, but then he goes to Vidura's court because he knows that Vidura, although he's the brother of the royal family, he doesn't eat in the royal kitchen. He eats at home and his wife cooks for him and eats Vidur Saag. So this very famous, even in the, I think, Granth Sahib, there is a reference, or in one of the Sikh poetries, there is this thing about Vidur ka Saag. The autonomy, so it's an expression of Vidur's autonomy, the man who sits with the Kauravas, but knows that what they're doing is not right. But he's Vidura. So he maintains his independence through Saag.
I see.
And I think that idea, there's one story. The other story is when Sita goes down to earth, Ram tried to catch her, but couldn't because she went down to only the tips of her hair survived. So all the grass in this world is actually Sita's hair. And they say that she came out so that her children don't have to walk on harsh ground. And there's always food.
Oh, nice.
So the mother took care of the thing that my children shall not walk on harsh. I think these are such poetic stories.
Right. And when you consider that, I think 80 or 90% of all the calories we eat in the world come from grasses. So they come from,
that's true.
From rice, wheat, millet, corn.
So one of the stories from Southeast Asia is the goddess Shri. When she comes down and the gods fight over her so much that she gets upset and she dies. She kills herself. And from her body emerges all the grasses, the rice, the bamboo, the beetle.
Sugarcane.
And all the fruits that we say come from her body because she said, okay, you're fighting over me. I'll transform into something that you can share with each other. So stop fighting.